Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Evidence, the podcast where we dive deep into true crime cases, uncovering the facts and exploring the unanswered questions that keep us coming back for more. I'm your host, Marv, and I want to thank you for joining me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can find links to my PayPal and Cash App in the description. Now, let's get into today's topic.
Breaking all the patterns, facts and theories, clues and controversy. Join the journey, uncovering the mystery. This is Beyond the Evidence, where justice prevails, with Marv leading the way. Truth never fails. Now get ready for this live stream. Super chat, highlight your message. Don't fall victim to the irrelevance. Hit that, like, share, subscribe to Marv's Beyond the Evidence.
Hello, everyone. I made myself big. Sorry about that. Tonight, we have an update on Jarrod Jones' case. If you don't remember, this is Andrea's brother's case. I'm going to bring her on, and we're going to discuss it. There you are.
I'm here.
All right. Give the audience background information as to what happened, because it's been a long time since we talked about Jarrod's case.
Okay. He was on his way home from work, and an 18-year-old kid came out of a roundabout really fast, came up to two stopped cars, rear-ended one car, darted over into Jarrod's lane and hit him head on, and it flipped his truck and killed him instantly.
Right. Okay, and when did this happen?
August the 28th of 2023.
So it has taken 2 years now.
Just shy of 2 years.
Just shy of 2 years to get through the whole process and have Trevon sentenced.
Yes.
Okay.
He was sentenced in July. Or no, August.
In August, right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just going to show everybody here. This is Trevon Willingham. How old is he?
Now he's 20. He was 18 when the wreck happened. He had just graduated high school.
Okay. So, the wreck happens. You and I are on a live together.
Yep.
We're doing a live. You get a message in the chat that said, you need to call me now for mom.
Right.
And
he was missing. Nobody knew what was going on. Everybody had been trying to get a hold of him. He wasn't answering his phone. The police pinged his phone. It was showing up somewhere over in Marion, and we all knew he wasn't over in Marion. But they had went to the cemetery because when he would get upset, he would go to our dad's grave. And Jordan, my son, went out there and he wasn't there. His kids were calling him. Everybody was looking for him and couldn't find him.
Right.
Until the coroner. The coroner
that you got after you got off the live, correct?
Yes. And how we all found out was the coroner had went through Google and had just typed in his name, and his ex-wife, which is Isaac's mom,
right,
actually popped up, and his deputy coroner had went to school with his ex-wife's present husband. So they called her, and that's how we found out. She then contacted Isaac and let us know.
Okay.
But we didn't find out for 5 hours after the accident had happened.
Right. I know it had been a while.
Yeah.
I
can't see comments, by the way, so.
It's okay. I'm putting them on the screen. So as they come in, your mom commented, August 24th, 2023, dear daughter.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 24th or 28th.
And Mustang put, so sorry for your loss, Andrea. And Judy here is Andrew's
his mom. His mom. His mom.
I call her mom.
Yep.
So I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so before I do that, so he goes through a roundabout. How fast do they think he was going?
Well, the detective that was on the crash team said that he was going well over highway speed. But in the wreck, his car was so demolished that it smashed the black box to give them an accurate speed. So he said, according to no skid marks and everything, that they estimated it at well over highway speed. And I said, oh, so over 55. He said, no, well over highway speed. So well over 70. Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first car that he hit, he rear-ended that car in the back driver's side, and it flipped him over onto the west side of the ditch. Yeah, that's Trevon's car.
So this is a picture of Trevon's car. It's obvious that people had to be extricated out of that car.
Yeah, his passenger.
Right. So they had to use the jaws of life to get him out.
His passenger, yeah. That's the first car he hit.
This is the first car he hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then
all that guy got was some back injury.
Right.
And there's Jarrod's truck.
Jarrod's truck.
And this was a Hemi, big truck.
Right.
And it flipped it over on its side. Stopped it dead in its tracks and flipped it over onto the side.
And look at the damage to the front end. I mean, come on. So what did we find out? We found out that Trevon was under the influence.
THC, it was Delta 9 is what they said. It was he was THC with carbonite, which is, it had been in his system for a while and current at that present time. So,
right. So he was driving under the influence, going at a high rate of speed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he got through the roundabout going that fast.
Yeah, no, I don't either. Me and Mom had discussed it. If you go back and when you're not thinking about it, that side coming through when he was going south on that roundabout, once you get through the initial entrance into the roundabout, it's not as stiff as a curve as most roundabouts. So he was probably going, now mind you, that's the speed limit in that area is 45 miles an hour.
Right.
and going through the roundabout is only 35. And so coming through that roundabout, he was probably going 55, 60 coming out of the roundabout. And then once you come out of the roundabout, it's a straight shot.
So by time he had gotten to the first car that he rear-ended, we know he was going 70, 75, maybe even faster.
Maybe, yeah.
But at least 70, 75 miles per hour. Hits the back end of the car that we shown.
Yep.
It veers off to the right.
Yep. And flips over on his passenger side.
Right. On the side, on the right side of the road, right?
Right. On onto his passenger side up against the fence.
Trevon's car goes into the oncoming lane and hits Jarrod full force. Head on. And Jarrod is killed instantly.
If you look at the pictures, it's more, I would say the passenger side, the front passenger side took more of the blunt impact than the driver's side did.
Of Jarrod's car?
Of Trevon's car, yeah. Because okay, now show the picture of Trevon's car. See how the whole entire front is gone.
Right.
The motor was laying on the road.
Right. That's how horrific of a crash this was, you guys.
Right. And with all the doors being, because see on the other side, the driver's side, the doors are still there.
Right. Everything is fine.
Yeah, everything was fine. It's more of the passenger side stuff than anything.
Right. So this happens, and what does the prosecution tell the family?
Prosecution tells the family, well, for one, they only charged him with the DUI causing fatality. They didn't charge him with anything other than that. They didn't charge him for reckless driving. They didn't charge him for speeding. They didn't charge him for anything else other than that.
Right.
Said that the penalty for that is it's a level 4 felony, and he could get 6 to 12 years in prison.
Okay.
So, of course, everybody knows that's not what he's going to get because he was 18. This is his first real hard crime. And he'd only had one. He had a speeding ticket in June of 2023. The accident happened in August. So, but of course, with him being 18, this is his first real criminal history. So he wasn't going to get the 12 years like we wanted.
That.
Right.
So delay after delay after delay after delay happens.
Yep. They used all their continuances they could.
And then finally, they're in talks, the prosecution and the defense. And what are they talking about? What does Trevon's side want, and what does the prosecution want?
Well, first thing, he got a public defender.
Oh, that's right.
He got a public defender, and he was so he was arrested. He was in jail less than 24 hours, bonded out, gets the public defender. The public defender tells him, this is what you're looking at, blah, 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 blah. And tells him what what mom said was the prosecution was going to shoot him 6 years. And then a couple of years probation after that. And suspension of his driver's license, or possibly even have his driver's license taken away. So then he didn't like that apparently, because he went and hired a defense attorney.
Right.
And the defense attorney, of course, said, "Oh no, we'll get you off of this. We'll, da 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 da." And they continued it until finally they settled on the plea agreement. Well, it wasn't even really a settling on a plea agreement. Actually, he just said, "This is what the state's offering, and we're going to leave it up to the judge."
Yeah, either take it or leave it, basically.
Right.
So in the end, What did he get? What
Well,
was
the
the
day of
charge, and then what was his sentence?
Okay, so on the day of sentencing, the defense attorney comes in there and he's all apologetic. Oh, we're sorry to Jarrod's family, loss of their son, brother, uncle, dad. And then he says, if you take the whole DUI, because it was only dealt a 9, if you take that whole scenario out of it, this was just an accident. You talk about trigger your blood pressure and you want to get up and smack the hell out of somebody real fast.
I was gonna say, oh boy.
Yeah. But anyways, and so the defense attorney, spewed his bull crap and to the judge, and everybody got it. Kelby gave an impact statement, which is Jarrod's daughter.
Yep.
Kathy, our sister, gave an impact statement. Of course, Mom did, and my son Bryce gave an impact statement.
Right.
And so, of course, now mind you, Trevon's family is sitting not even 10 feet away from us.
Right.
In the courtroom, and all they did was look down at their phones. His mom got up there and gave an impact statement, but other than that, that was it. Trevon said, just basically gave his history. He graduated. He was going to go to college. He couldn't go to college now, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, anyway, so the judge decided that he said, when you make choices, you suffer the consequences. And said, you made the decision to smoke the Delta 9. You made the decision to drive recklessly. You made the decision to speed. You made, everything that happened, that was your decision, your choice.
Your choice. Yep.
And I'm not going to allow you to just walk with it. So what the prosecution wanted was 2 years of in-home detention and 2 or 3 years of probation.
You mean the defense?
And the defense, yeah, I'm sorry. And so, of course, that's not what happened. The judge came up and said...
wait a minute. So basically the defense wanted 2 years of probation and 2 years of in-house arrest, basically.
Right.
With the ankle monitor.
Right.
And he could
go ahead and go do whatever the hell he wanted to do, still work, still go to school, all that stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the judge sentenced him. Huh?
What did the judge decide?
The judge decided 3 years at Indiana Department of Corrections, which in the state of Indiana, you have to serve 75% of that. So he'll serve a little over 2.5 years in state prison, and 2 years of supervised probation and 5 years driver's license suspension.
Okay. So he gets a 3-year sentence.
Right.
But like you said, he's only going to serve 75% of that.
Right.
But he's never been in jail before.
No.
They handcuffed him right after the hearing, correct?
Oh yeah. The victim's advocate come over and said, you guys can go ahead and leave after he passed down the sentence. And Mom said, no, we ain't leaving. We're sitting right here until he's gone.
Right.
And so the judge immediately got on the phone and hung up the phone and said, I've contacted the sheriff's department. The sheriff's officer is en route. He'll be here in 10 minutes. And we sat there, and it wasn't no 10 minutes. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
The deputy came up, walked through the little swinging door. Trevon stood up. He slapped him in handcuffs and walked him out the side door. Didn't get a chance to talk to his parents or his family or anything. He just walked him away.
What was his reaction when the judge gave the 3-year sentence? Because
I don't know. We couldn't see.
You couldn't see him. Okay.
We were at his back.
What was his family's reaction?
I wasn't looking at his family. But after we got out of the courtroom, they had words to say to us.
And that's not the first time.
No.
That they have been rude to you.
Right.
As the victim's family and had words for you.
Right. After one of the preliminary hearings, me and Kathy had walked outside to leave, and we were out there waiting on everybody to get out there, and we were the first ones out, and we didn't know who it was, but we kind of figured it was his family.
Mhm.
And they drove by and said, "Get your damn cameras out now," and all this other stuff. And we're just looking and like, what is going on, right? So Mom lets the prosecutor know that they were, saying, just talking crap to us.
Right.
And so then we were escorted up to the court. We had to go to the prosecutor's office and sit there until Trayvon's family was in the courtroom.
Right.
And then we were taken up to the courtroom. And then when it was over, we were taken back down to the prosecutor's office until they left. But his family was standing outside the courtroom when we all walked out of the courtroom, and his dad said, "You can choke on his death." Yeah.
The father of the person that chose to drive at high speeds under the influence told you, the family, that you could choke on Jarrod's death.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That right there tells you how that young man was raised.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yep.
And I'm pretty sure they all thought he was going to get to go home and wear his little ankle bracelet.
Oh, yeah. You could tell that.
And that wasn't the case at all.
Right.
He got the cuffs thrown on him and went to jail.
Taken away, not able to say one word to his family.
Right. Yes, you can do that.
What's that?
Mom said, "Can I come on by phone?"
Oh, here she comes.
Hang on.
Is she wanting to call? Is that what she's wanting to do?
She can come on StreamYard right with her phone. She doesn't have to be on her computer.
Right, but I'm wondering if she's just asking if she can just call instead of coming on through StreamYard.
If she wants to.
She would have to call your phone.
Yeah, she can call my phone. Right, Misty? Who says that about a man who passes away?
Now, mind you, Jarrod was only 49. Well, he's 48 when he was killed. Almost 49. Has 3 kids, 2 grandkids.
Right. And just the lack of disrespect that this family showed your family.
Oh, yeah.
Not just this one time either.
Oh, no.
Multiple times throughout the hearings and everything.
Right. And everybody needs to. I know you put up a picture of Jarrod, but Jarrod was 6'9", 375 pounds. So that tells you right there how fast of how much of an impact he took.
Exactly. I got some more pictures that I'm going to show them. I'm going to call Mom.
Oh, okay. She's probably going to the garage.
That's all right.
Or get her headphone on.
That's what I wanted.
Okay. You are live with us.
Okay. First off, there's so much more to this.
Right.
So much more. I want to go to when we were in the courtroom, and Kelby had given her statement. Or no, I take that back. I gave my statement first. Then Kelby, I think, and then Kathy, and then Bryce. And while Bryce was up there talking, God love him, he broke down. And he, the father was sitting, I think, the row behind us, but across the aisle.
Okay.
He was sitting in the same row that I was sitting in.
Right. And you guys were behind us.
Right behind you. Right. Right.
And his dad was looking down. And while Bryce was giving his statement, I just happened to look over because something caught my eye. And he was sitting there with his hand cupped like he's holding his private part.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, making a gesture, like woo-woo,
Oh, my.
Oh, it was horrible. I mean,
So the blatant disrespect for this family.
The disrespect was horrible.
Exactly.
To us. No one said anything to them. All the court dates that we went to, no one said anything to them. We stayed out of their way, the whole bit, and out of respect for them.
Kathy and I even didn't even ride down on the elevator with them at the pretrial hearing. There was room in the elevator, and they said, "You can ride with us." And we said, "No, go ahead." So we waited.
Yeah.
And Kathy and Andrea waited until they were gone. I mean, they were behind them. They were his family were walking out the door, even him. That was at the first sentencing hearing. There were two sentencing hearings.
Yeah.
The first sentencing hearing, the judge that had heard this from the get-go was unable to be there that day, so they appointed another judge from the same county that Trevon was from.
Yeah.
And Delaware County. And I said, the prosecutor said, what do you want to do? He took me in another room, and he goes, what do you want to do? And I said, no. I want our judge to hear it. He heard it from the get-go.
Right.
And the prosecutor said, well, I'm glad to hear that, because I was going to wait until you said that or said something before I told you this other judge, who was a woman, is from his county, and she's very, very lenient.
Ah, okay.
So it was postponed until August.
Okay.
We were 11 days. He got sentenced 11 days before the 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, it was on August the 13th.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was long time coming.
How do you feel about the sentence?
I don't like it, but I could scream and yell and holler all I want. And I told the prosecutor the very first time I met him in his office, I said the most he could get was 12 years. The most. In Indiana, that's horrible. That's the worst sentence you could ever I mean, who made this law?
Right.
And I was sitting here this afternoon wondering, is Mothers Against Drunk Driving around anymore?
I've not heard
They have.
anything from them in a long time.
Didn't they have chapters everywhere? And they went to the State House.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And, to get more sentences for drunk driving charges and people killed in drunk drive by a drunk driver.
Right.
And you're telling me that all they could get out of this state was 12 years?
Yeah, that's crazy. I know they were around in the 90s because they were around when I was in high school.
Oh yeah, they were around for a long time.
I don't hear about them. I'll have to look into that. They
Yeah.
may have disbanded.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from them in a long time.
Schools. I mean, it would be in the schools and everything. You know, they would have chapters everywhere,
Right.
and they would go and do presentations to high schools.
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand the laws. I just don't understand the laws. And besides that, the day after the accident, he was scheduled to go to Trevon was scheduled to go to court for his speeding ticket. The speeding ticket was only $196.
Right.
Well, he was in a hospital. He got minor injuries compared to what his passenger got.
Yeah.
Right.
And what Andrea didn't tell you was that it flipped Jarrod's truck on its top.
I did tell her that.
Yeah, she mentioned that.
She did? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that then. But it was like he hit a brick wall.
Exactly.
And you know, the lady that was there waiting, stopped and waiting to turn left into her driveway, her and her four-year-old son. I brought that up when I made my victim statement.
Right.
That this could have been worse.
Yes.
Because, you know, there's been many, many accidents in that spot. Many. And more fatalities than they can probably count by now.
Right.
Well, didn't we look into it and they had 6?
They had 12 in a
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
In that same location.
This very same spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a business who the lady that was turning with her 4-year-old, her mother-in-law owns the landscaping business just beyond the drive.
Right.
And their trucks go in and out of there all the time. And they knew Jarrod because he worked for a company that in Noblesville, Indiana, that supplied their landscaping supplies, some of their chemicals and stuff like that. That's what Jarrod did. He drove, Purdue University was one of his clients, one of his people. He drove to Upland, Indiana, to Taylor University. You know, he had many, many clients where he would deliver this material to them. And he loved that job. But they knew him because he had delivered stuff to them. And Jarrod was very friendly. You know that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know,
big teddy bear.
Yeah. Very friendly.
Big jokester.
So, but anyways, there's just so many little things that this whole thing for 2 years, I'm glad it's over. I'm not happy about what he got.
Right.
One thing about it is, one good thing about this whole deal is that this OWI causing death will never be taken off of his record.
Yeah,
Never.
it's going to follow him forever.
Well, the state of Indiana in 2024, in July, passed a law that OWI or DUI causing death can never be wiped from your record.
Right.
It will follow you until you're gone. So I'm thankful for that.
Yes. And then that's going to cause issues for him down the road.
Way down the road.
Right.
Because it's a level 4 felony.
Right.
And he'll never be able to get a driving job.
Right.
That they would look at that and turn him away instantly. But I don't know. I don't really since the sentencing, and I know he's in prison. That was my whole deal. I wanted him to do prison time, and that may sound crash and awful for, an 18-year-old. Well, he's 20 now. Actually, he turned 21 because the day of the accident, he was 18. He turned 19 a few weeks later.
Oh, okay.
So now he's 21 and his butt's sitting in prison.
Yeah, I'm sure he's getting an awakening right now.
Oh, it's something else. He told the judge, he said that he'd been doing something, but he was still smoking marijuana. He admitted it in court that he was still smoking marijuana till how far from the court date, Mom?
It was he stopped the end of January.
Yeah.
Because they were doing, I'm pretty sure that was his lawyer advised him to stop because they would test him for his probation. They do what do they call that? Probationary investigation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure his attorney, who he paid buku money to, told him he had to stop because they would drug test him.
Yeah.
But he admitted. I mean, no, it was. I guess they asked him. Probationary investigator asked him when was the last time he smoked or drank, and he told them January, the end of January.
So for 2 years, he just continued on.
He posted pictures on Facebook, sitting there on a pool table with a joint sitting beside him.
Oh my goodness.
He was making posts from his hospital bed after the wreck. Said he didn't care what the nurses he didn't care what the nurses' questions were, just give him his damn pain medicine.
Wow.
And we screenshotted those and gave them to the prosecutor.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where did this accident happen, Andrea?
On State Road 37, just south of Strawtown Avenue.
In what city?
It's in between Cicero and Noblesville.
Okay.
It's in that little area. They call it Strawtown.
It's Noblesville address, though.
Right.
Okay. Wow.
Hamilton County.
Yeah, because he went through Hamilton County.
Yes. Yep. Jarrod was almost to the point of turning on 213, which takes him to State Road 28, and then he turns and would go home.
Right.
He was less than a mile away from that turn.
A mile away.
Wow.
Yeah. Just minding his business, and Kelby had talked to him at 4. She had talked to him a little after 4.
Well, Bryce had talked to him at 4:30 something, right before he got off work.
I
mean, within minutes of Jarrod passing.
Right.
Because they were talking about the Colts game and all that.
I know that there's a time where they would call his time of death, but I didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
All I know is between 4:30 and 5.
Right.
It's on the death certificate.
I know.
I know what time it is, but I won't say since you don't want to know.
I don't want to know really right now. It's, for some reason, it's harder for me now. I mean, it was hard for me then, but the realization just kind of smacked me in the face.
Yeah.
After the sentencing, because I was so mad for 2 years. And once this was over, and now I think I'm really sad. I'm just really sad.
Well, if you think about it, when something that tragic happens in a blink of an eye, right? In a situation like this, you're all about that other person and making sure that the prosecutor does his job and gets you a fair sentence for the individual that took your loved one. So you were doing that for 2 years. You grieved a little bit, but now you're actually have the time, now that the sentencing is over, to truly grieve. And that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I don't wish this on anybody.
No, I know. I know.
There's no real answers.
And
there's no real answers, and there's no real conclusion to it. You know, there'll never be a conclusion to it.
No, in the end, Jarrod is still gone, and this individual is going to do his 2.5 years and get out. Now, let me ask you this. Do either one of you know this? If he gets out, he's going to be on probation for 2 years.
Supervised probation.
Supervised. So what happens if he doesn't follow that probation?
He goes to jail and serves the rest of his time.
How much time would he get?
Well, it wouldn't be very long. Well, it would be the rest of his probation, the probation time.
So the 2-year probation time.
Yeah. Well, now if it happened like a year into his probation, then he would only have to do a year.
Right.
Unless whatever he did brought on new charges.
Right.
Right. Then the new charge. Right. Right.
And I want to tell you what the prosecutor told me.
What's that?
It doesn't make any difference what race you are, what ethnicity you are, anything like that. 9 times out of 10, offenders reoffend.
Right. Well, and that's why I asked you what happens if his probation gets revoked because let's say he fails a drug test. You know,
right back to prison.
Right. So, knowing.
I mean, look, he got a speeding ticket in June.
Right.
Then the accident in August due to speeding and the drugs. He was still smoking up until January of this year.
Yeah.
After 2 years out, almost 2 years after the wreck, a good year and a half after the wreck. So what's that tell you?
Right. Right.
Well, not only that, yes, that too. I mean, but it all comes down to if he gets caught driving.
Right.
If he gets caught with anything in his system, whether it be marijuana or pills or alcohol, he goes right back and he will be tested. The thing about it is, for his 2 years of probation, he has to pay for that.
Yes.
Out of his pocket. Every drug test, every hair follicle, every test they do on him, and even his probation, he has to pay for. And I'm sure that the insurance companies are going to go after him.
Yeah.
Because not only it wasn't Jarrod's insurance, it was the gentleman he hit first. A lot of people forget about that.
Yes.
Right.
And his insurance will go after Trevon also because the insurance that Trevon had on his registration was fictitious.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the insurance through the car dealership that he bought his car through. It was their insurance on the car.
It was their insurance that covered the car.
Right.
While it was on the lot, and you had to show insurance. I don't know how he did that.
I don't either.
I don't know either.
He bought the car at J.D. Byrider. That was J.D. Byrider's own insurance that covered that car as long as it was on their lot. And if it got repossessed it would cover that fee, the repossession fee, and the, even though I'm sure he's having to pay that off.
Right.
Well, yeah, because he didn't have insurance to pay it off.
Well, I don't, like you said, I don't know how he was even able to drive off of the parking lot from the dealership without his own insurance.
Yeah, because they make you send in proof of insurance.
What did she say?
What did you say, Andrea?
They make you show proof of insurance before you drive it off the lot.
Right.
He had to have somebody he knew working there.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, even our attorney in Lafayette investigated it. He contacted J.D. Byrider. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
They have no idea about it. They didn't know. That wasn't an insurance policy that would cover the driver when he bought that car.
Right.
So somewhere down the line in Muncie, he had to have known somebody.
Right.
At that dealership. That put it on their fault, that claimed that was his insurance, because it was not Trevon's insurance. They didn't even know who he was.
Right. Huh.
And every JD Byrider, we found out, every JD Byrider, a lot of them in a district have that same policy, that same insurance company, but a lot of them, because they're all over the United States.
Right.
Others have a different policy, have a different company that covers them. But they never cover the driver. They never cover that car once it's off the lot.
Right.
So that's a big loss for them.
Oh, yeah.
Other than recouping whatever they can from Trevon.
Right.
And whoever did that, gave him that information, probably lost their job, I would hope.
I would hope so, too.
Because you can't tell me that they didn't know about it, because our attorney in Lafayette contacted them.
Right.
So, very, very sketchy. But he never got charged for any of that.
Did the DA ever say why they never charged him for any of that?
Because it was an accident, and
the DUI causing the OWI causing fatality would have been in the highest charge that
the highest
they could have got him at.
But driving without insurance, et cetera, is an infraction.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a
felony.
Yeah, not a criminal act.
Right. Okay.
I mean, they never checked it because there was a fatality, and the road was shut down for 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
So they were more worried about getting them to the hospital and taking care of Jarrod.
Right.
So it was a messed up deal. It was a messed up deal that night.
You know what I don't understand is why. I mean, I guess I kind of understand it, but then again, when you're actively looking for a person's family, I don't understand it. Jarrod's phone had to have rang 50 times.
Oh God, yeah.
In the amount of time that coroner had his phone. And
Yeah,
the coroner told me, he turned it off because it kept ringing.
That's weird.
I don't understand why he had to go on. He came to begin with. He came to the address on Jarrod's license,
which was wrong because they had just moved.
They had just moved and bought a house out east of
West Elwood,
east of Tipton, and they went to his old address. Now, his wife's daughter lives at that address to this day with her family. They would not answer the door.
Well, and they even went to the fire department, but they went to the wrong fire department. They went to Cicero Township because somebody had told him that Jordan worked at the fire department. So they went to Cicero Township, and Jordan didn't work there anymore.
Oh, okay.
He was already at Tipton by then. So after they'd went to a house with nobody answering the door, and then they went to the fire department, they didn't know the only other way they did it was through Google and found his ex-wife.
Who then contacted the family.
Who contacted Isaac.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Told him. Well, no, she didn't tell Isaac. She told Jordan. Because they were all at the fire department,
Right.
Yeah.
And I had called every hospital, Indianapolis, all the hospitals there. I even called Riverview where Jarrod was at. But he wasn't a patient.
Right.
So.
And why his phone was pinging in Marion, I have no idea.
No. Not at all.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, no.
Just goes to show you those phone pings don't. Huh?
My phone pings in Chicago sometimes.
That's what I was saying. Just goes to show you those phone pings aren't worth a crap.
No. If you have a VPN, it will show different areas.
Oh, yeah.
That's how a VPN works.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure if people look at me, I'm all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's resting in heaven. That's all I care about right now. And
well, and that he went quick.
Right.
That he didn't have to suffer through any pain.
No, it was instant.
Yeah.
And like we said, the sentence is not what we wanted, but this will follow him for the rest of his life, and he's very young. And, you know, God willing that he lives a long life, this will never leave him. It's gonna.
He'll pay for it. He'll continue to pay for it.
Right.
Because all the insurance companies that he's going to have to pay back. And
yes.
Well, not only that, but, you know, getting a loan, getting insurance.
Right.
Oh yeah, he'll be a high risk driver, so that'll be out the wazoo.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing about it is they didn't. Another thing that the prosecutor said was that the judge was the judge was going to notify the our probation, either probation or the judge was notifying the BMV, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles here in Indiana.
Yeah.
To term him as a habitual offender.
Oh, okay.
Because of the OWI.
Oh, yeah.
And that the BMV could very well do that.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, that really, if they term him an habitual offender, then no matter what kind of trouble he gets into,
right,
when it's all said and done, he'll do jail time.
Right. Well, let's just hope and pray that he's learned his freaking lesson. Probably not.
No.
Probably not. But
I don't know. But, you know, one thing about it, his prosecutor did a good job. or not the prosecutor, I meant his attorney,
Right.
did a good job. But I was so mad listening to him. It was my legs started shaking. I was so mad. And he made it sound like
it was just an accident.
it was just an accident. But
That's what he was saying. That's what the defense lawyer was saying.
He delved into the use of marijuana. It's not legal in the state of Indiana.
Right.
It will never be legal in the state of Indiana due to the fact that we have one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies, Eli Lilly, in Indianapolis, where their headquarters is at. And they pump out the drugs. They pump out the pills.
Right.
They will never allow. They give so much to the state. They will never allow marijuana to become legal in the state of Indiana. I told a guy from California this 5 years ago. He goes, "Oh, no, they're going to make it legal." I said, "Sit back and watch."
Yeah.
Eli Lilly has a very strong pull in Indiana. You have no idea.
Well, and another thing that prosecutor kept saying was he was just smoking Delta 9, and you can get that on any corner gas station.
Not the prosecutor, honey.
The defense attorney. Yeah.
The defense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But he made it sound like it was no big deal.
Right.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
What he doesn't realize is marijuana doesn't act the same in everybody.
Right.
And who knows, it could have been laced.
Yeah, depending on where he got it from.
Exactly. I mean,
Or he could have laced it himself.
County over marijuana being laced with fentanyl and all kinds of things.
Right.
And even in Howard County, last year was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
In our county for overdose deaths because of the marijuana and the pills and stuff being laced.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't react the same on everybody.
No, everybody's different.
If it was straight marijuana, it doesn't. But it's still illegal in this state.
Right.
Believe me, I have family members.
Yeah, I bet.
And that's what I tell them. You do it as much as you want at home. I don't care what you do. But when you get in that vehicle, if you are under the influence of that and you have an accident in that, I will never speak to you again because that killed my son.
Right.
And I mean it. I don't do it. It's a waste of money.
That's Jarrod's son, Isaac, and his girlfriend, Kendall.
Do what?
I'm showing
She's
some
showing pictures
of
Oh,
Jarrod.
That's
yeah.
Jarrod. That's his favorite. That was his favorite spot. Was Gulf Shores, Alabama, and there's some of his ashes. The boys, Jordan and Bryce and Isaac, spread his ashes there.
Yep.
That's at my dad's grave, and that's all of us kids, and me and Kathy, and that was the arrangement that we had at the celebration of life, and Mom wanted us to put it at Dad's grave.
Right. Now tell us about this cross, because this is the first cross that you guys put out in the area.
My daughter, right? My daughter Brooklyn's father-in-law, who just recently passed away, made that cross for us to put out there. Me and Kathy Wood burned his name and his dates on there and put his favorite two teams on there, Alabama and Chicago Cubs. And then over the 2 years, it got nasty and the vinyl came off and it just got real weathered.
Right. So then you put.
So then this year, on the 2-year anniversary, me, Mom, AP, and Gavin all went and put, this is a solar cross that we put there at the rec site. And the girl that lives there, that's her yard where he had where the wreck was.
Right.
She told Mom that that's Jarrod's spot. She'll never move the cross. She won't make us take it down. They keep it mowed, everything.
Yeah.
And she noticed it when it was the very first night. She knew we had changed it.
Oh, really?
The very first night, she said it was lit, but it wasn't real bright. But she said the next night she looked out and it was shining bright.
Oh.
Yeah, me and Kathy, we left. Well, it was right after we left the sentencing because we all went to eat at Chick-fil-A after the sentencing was over, and me and Kathy were talking about it because we all went to the crash site after the sentencing was over. And I told Kathy we needed to get a solar light.
Right.
To put there. So Kathy ordered it right there on her phone before we even got to the crash site.
Wow.
And I didn't know anything about it, what they had done.
Mm-mm.
So while we were at the crash site, I said, he needs a new cross and I want a solar cross.
Yeah.
And Kathy said, here, Mom, it's done. And she showed me a picture of it.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
It's nice. And I go, I was going to go today, but we had to take my brother to one of the hospitals at Indy for a procedure, and he was with us. And of course, you're in a hurry to get there, and then coming back, I'm in a hurry to get him home.
Right.
So, but we'll go again. I'll go again here soon. I don't like too long of a period of time to be gone because that's where I feel like he's there.
Yeah.
So
that's me. That's Mom. That's AP. Jarrod, his widow Tamara, Kathy, Amy, and Bob.
Yeah.
Those family pictures were taken in June of 2023. And I was insistent on him for some reason. I just kept saying, we're going to get him taken. And everybody's going to go. We're all going to go. And I was very persistent on it. Yeah. And then Jarrod was gone 3 months later.
Yeah.
2 months later.
This is my favorite photo of him just kicked back on the beach.
Yeah.
Relaxing, having a good, just enjoying it.
That is the spot, the place where Jordan has not been to the crash site. That's Andrea Delph.
Okay.
He couldn't make himself go to court.
Well.
No, there's a reason.
Okay.
There's a reason.
And Gulf Shores is his place with Jarrod.
Right.
Jordan didn't go to the funeral home to view him for the last time. He was in the parking lot, but he wasn't go. He couldn't go in.
Right.
He didn't go to he went to the celebration of life, but he sat in the background.
Right.
Can't go to the crash site. Didn't go to any of the court hearings, but there's a reason, and Mom can tell you what the reason is.
I know one of the reasons why he couldn't go to the courthouse is because he wouldn't be able to hold his anger.
Right. But there's a bigger reason that he keeps apologizing to you even to this day.
Oh, yes. And that's because he had to be the one to tell Mom.
Right. She forced it out of him.
Jarrod was gone.
But I made him tell me, and that hurt. I mean, I made him tell me over the phone they were all going to come out here. And when they told me that they were all going to come out here, I told him, I said, no, you tell me what's wrong.
Right.
And I made him tell me, and we all met at Bryce's house after that.
Yeah.
But
Jordan is the oldest. Jordan is the oldest grandson,
my first.
and was Jarrod. Jarrod lived with me for a while Bryce was a baby, or Jordan was a baby. So him and Jarrod and Bryce were all very, very close.
Right.
But
Brothers.
they were, more like brothers. And him having to tell mom that over the phone, he said he still feels like shit every day.
Yeah.
The first time that I saw Jordan afterwards, I don't know if it was, might have been Thanksgiving. I don't know. Anyways, not the first time, but they were all here. And I asked him if he was mad at me for having to tell me. And he said, no, why would you think that? And I said, because I made you. I made you, and I'm sorry. I am so sorry I laid that on him. To this day.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That's a horrible thing to place on a grandchild.
Right.
I mean, Jordan and Bryce deal with this daily in their job.
Right.
With being firefighters and EMTs, they deal with this kind of stuff almost daily. But it's different when it's your own family.
It's different when it's your family.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to get off of here, but I don't ever wish this on anyone, even my worst enemy. I don't even know that I have a worst enemy, but if I ever had one, I still wouldn't wish this on anybody.
I know.
So,
well, thank you for coming on.
Get off of here.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on. I will see you soon.
Soon. Yeah, real soon.
Real soon. A couple days soon.
I'll get back on the live on my own.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
Bye. Yeah, I just want everybody to know that it's really important. I don't care if people smoke weed, Delta 9, whatever they want to do, but
be responsible.
Be responsible about it. Don't put other lives in danger.
Exactly.
When doing it.
Right.
Okay. And that means going and driving a car and speeding down a road and rear-ending another car and going into the opposite lane of traffic and hitting somebody head on.
Yep.
There's a reason why I got permission to show you this truck. When something like this happens, it doesn't just affect the driver of the truck hit and the driver of the vehicle who hit them. It is catastrophic for both families, and in this case also a community. Jarrod did so many things for Tipton.
Yep. He was a cooker at the Pork Festival for years. He was president of the Tipton Baseball League.
Right. So all the kids that had interactions with him through baseball, all the people that had interactions with him through the Pork Festival, his job, his family, his kids, they all grieve for his loss. So I just want everyone to stop and think, if you're going to do Delta 9 or marijuana or whatever, just do it responsibly. so that you don't hurt somebody else. And as you've heard, it did not affect Trevon like we would have hoped.
No,
Because
he got 2 broken wrists. He got
Right.
2 broken wrists. He had some cracked. He had some cracked spurs on his spine,
Mhm.
and the cut on his face that you can see in the mugshot.
Right.
And Mom said that'll be a constant reminder to him what he did.
Right. Somebody said, "What is Delta 9? Can you explain it? Isn't it the cartridge, THC cartridge?"
Yeah, Delta 9 is just like it's they classify it as a low grade THC
Right.
to make it legal to sell.
So basically, you see everybody vaping for cigarettes. It's the same type of thing. It's just got a very low dosage of
THC count.
THC, which is one of the main products of marijuana.
Right.
So what injuries did his passenger have? Because we did see
Oh, he had a collapsed lung. He had a broken ankle and lower leg, and he was on a ventilator for a week, I think.
Mhm.
And the passenger was his uncle.
Right. And all of those injuries are going to affect him for the rest of his life.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Collapsed lung, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And the broken ankle, I know people that have broken ankles and legs and feet and whatever and still have issues years down the line. So,
well, we were told that Trevon walked to the ambulance,
right,
and was telling everybody he didn't want to go to the hospital. He was fine.
well, he wasn't fine. We know that now.
Right. Well, he didn't want to go to the hospital because he knew what was going to happen. They were going to blood draw him.
Right. Yeah.
And with the positions of the cars, where after they stopped, because Trevon's car went clear past Jarrod's truck.
Right.
But you can't tell me he didn't see Jarrod laying there on the ground after the 2 people pulled him out of the truck.
Oh, you would think so.
Yeah. There was a Noblesville firefighter, and then the girl that lives there, the one that was pulling into the drive, she jumped out and she heard the wreck, and she said it sounded like a bomb went off.
Right.
She jumped out of her car. She jumped out of her car, went running over there, and from what I'm told, because I've never met her, she's a short thing. She's a itty bitty petite girl, and the door was stuck.
Yeah,
because of being rolled over, and she pulled and pulled and pulled until she got that door open, and then her brother-in-law, I think is who the firefighter is, come running from the landscaping business, and her and him pulled Jarrod out of the truck and started CPR on him.
Right.
Till the paramedics got there. But with the way the positioning of say this is Jarrod's truck, Trevon's car was right here.
Right.
So you can't tell me he didn't see what they were doing and what was going on with Jarrod.
No, he had to have known that
He had to have.
Someone was seriously injured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the moral of this story is, like I said, if you're going to do the Delta 9 or smoke marijuana or something like that, do it responsibly.
Or even drink alcohol.
Yeah, or even drink alcohol. Do it responsibly, because you don't just hurt yourself in the end. You hurt so many people.
Until you have to go to a morgue and identify your family member like I did, because Mom couldn't go. Right. And me and Kathy and Bob and then Jarrod's wife and of course Kelby, we all went to the morgue to identify him. And then me and Kathy and Bryce and Jarrod's son Isaac all went and had to clean out his truck.
Right.
So until you've experienced that,
And the second moral of this story is, and I keep preaching this world should be showing love to each other. And in this case, his family treated you and your family with so much disrespect when you are the ones that lost a family member.
They treated us like we were the ones we were the ones in the wrong for making Trevon go to jail.
Yes. So
play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah. Have some compassion, have some empathy, play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Yep.
And while the 3 years I don't think is enough and everything, there is closure. It's finished. You don't have to dwell on it anymore.
And we keep getting little signs from Jarrod, so
and this will follow him for the rest of his life.
I mean, look, the day of the hearing, we walked in, sat in our seats, and there was a penny on the floor.
Yep.
And then Jarrod's favorite holiday is July 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And we lit the lanterns.
Yeah.
And at Bryce's house in Sharpsville. And that was the year after, that was like 11 months after he had passed when we did it. We lit them in Sharpsville, and one of them landed at Mom's house in Rushville.
Yes, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So there have been little signs given. Yep.
And then he made my damn Christmas lights quit working.
Yes, I remember that.
Jerk. He likes to mess with me a lot because that's what he did.
He was a prankster. He was a jokester. Yes.
A very big one.
So now, Andrea, now that it's all done with, you can remember the good times.
Oh, yeah.
It never truly goes away because you've always got a void in your life, in your heart.
Oh, yeah.
But life moves on, and we'll never forget him. And the ball diamond, did you say the ball diamond in Tipton is finally going to get finished?
Finally.
Started?
Yes. The whole thing started when they tore everything down the year that that the accident happened. Mm-hmm. And then it went on like freeze because the city screwed up and didn't have the funds that they said they had.
Right.
Then the school administration was going to pick it up and build it there at the school. And the mayor of Tipton now didn't like that whole arrangement. So now they're going to put it back where it originally was. And they have donors that have donated a lot of money, businesses that have donated a lot of money to get the field built. They're hoping to have it done by next summer.
Good.
And the Tipton Baseball Board has created a scholarship in Jarrod's name.
Right.
And they're also going to put a memorial bench at the ball diamond in memory of him.
Good. Well, thank you for coming on. I know that this update is late, but sometimes I just procrastinate, and there's a reason for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, look, we didn't have nothing to report on for 2 years.
Forever. Right. But I want to thank you and your mom for coming on here and talking to us and telling us the story, because it's important that people see what happens. That's why I asked you tonight, can I show the truck? Can I show the car? They need to be able to see this firsthand.
Right.
And know what happened.
It's not pretty.
No. So with that, thank you for coming on and telling us, reminding us of what happened to Jarrod and what happened with Trevon's sentencing. I think I'm going to close it out. I'm just going to show the pictures again, and then end it. That'll be our outro for tonight. And
okie dokie. I guess I will see you in a couple of days.
Yes.
Fun.
I know. I got to start packing.
Boy, you better hop to it, girl. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
For coming on with me. Bye.
All righty. Bye.
All right, everyone. Let's take a look one final time at all of the pictures from tonight. Trevon Willingham. His life has changed. He now sits in a prison for at least the next 2.5 years. A view of the truck and the mayhem that was caused that day. Picture of Trevon's vehicle. But more importantly, we want to remember Jarrod and the life that he had and how his family loves and misses him each and every day, and how they honored his memory in the Tipton City Park next to the ball field, and had a celebration of life for him. How important his kids were to him. This is his son. And he does have a daughter, and I'm sorry I didn't get a picture of him and her. But just remember that life is precious, and it's not just the family members that lose the loved one. It's the families, it's the friends, it's the community. And we just want to remember Jarrod and always keep his memory alive, because he was very important, not only to his family, but also the community where he lived. Thanks for joining me tonight. I will be seeing you soon. Bye.